Hi guys, Amy here from Plans Meet Paper, and today I'm here to show you my pocket size Filofax Finsbury, and it is in the color black. I'll go ahead and dive right into the setup. So you can see here in the front, I keep my planner pretty simple and minimalist. I find that by putting in a few less decorations and kind of minimal colors, it helps me to really stay focused on the tasks that I'm trying to complete. I do typically keep my debit card and ID card up here in the front pocket. I took those out for the sake of the video, but I do use this planner as a wallet, so I keep those in there when I'm out and about. In my back pocket, I do keep any cash that I have, which usually isn't much, and also any important receipts that I am holding onto in case I return any items. And then in my back zipper pocket, I keep any other cards that I want to have with me when I'm out and about. So my debit card, my insurance card, things like that I don't need to access all the time, but I like to have with me. I keep zipped in so that they're safe and secure here in the back. Everything else I keep in the rings of my planner, and you can see it, the rings are fairly full. I do have some extra paper clips in there right now that aren't always in there, that are just kind of clipping some pages together for the sake of the video. So first off, for my dividers and my flyleafs, I made these by cutting down and trimming down a divider set that I got from Staples. So I'll just show you. This was the divider set that I used from Staples. It is Avery brand, and they're the durable plastic dividers, clear, easy view. And you can see these were originally colored tab dividers. And what I did is I just cut off the tabs basically, and I only used the plastic part, which was pretty sturdy and nice clear plastic. And I just cut that down. Since pocket size is so small, you can actually get 4 flyleafs or dividers out of a single letter size divider from that pack. So it's a super budget friendly way to create clear dividers if that's what you're going for. I like clear dividers because it allows me to change up the look of my planner by just putting in different papers throughout the year. And that way I don't have to fuss with creating the tabs every time. That's the part that's kind of hard for me when I create dividers, and that takes the most time, is hand trimming out the tabs. I don't have any special equipment for that. I just use scissors basically, and I do have a paper trimmer that I use for the straight edges, but that's the part that takes quite a bit of time, is tracing out the divider tabs and then trying to cut them very carefully. So by having clear dividers, I can just put different papers that I like right behind those dividers, and it still gives me a little bit of decoration that's fun to look at, but it doesn't cost very much for one, and two, it allows me to switch it up really easily throughout the year. So that's why I'm using these clear dividers. And the papers that I've got behind there right now, you could see they're all black and white, and they are just prints that I found on Pinterest. I just typed in black and white designs, and I pulled down the ones that I like and printed them off and then trimmed them down to pocket size. This one that I've got in front is my favorite right now. It is a really beautiful Christmas tree print in black and white. And again, I did find it on Pinterest, so you can check it out there if you're interested. Behind my front dashboard, or flyleaf, whatever you want to call it, I just have a list of what my different tabs are and kind of an index of my planner. I did this just because I'm so new to this setup that I'm still kind of getting used to it, and so it's nice to just have a quick reference page in the front. Just so you guys know, I do have 4 tabs here in my planner. The first tab is for calendar, so that's where I keep my monthly, weekly, and daily pages. Second tab is for home management, or my control journal for Fly Lady. The third tab is my reference tab, so bill trackers, trackers for passwords, gift ideas, cards to send, things like that. And then my last tab is where I keep my projects. Up here in the front, I also keep a bunch of other just lined paper and note paper. This is my favorite note paper layout for currently, and it is actually just a really simple 2-column lined layout. And I've been using this a lot for different types of lists, like grocery lists, next action lists, really any type of list in my planner. I found that this 2-column layout really helps me to use less paper while still getting everything down on the page. And that's helpful for this pocket size in particular because the rings are so small. I'm trying to put less pages in so that I can, still carry everything around, but not have so much bulk. So I really enjoy this 2-column layout recently. I've also got, just regular lined paper and blank paper up here in the front. And this is kind of my brain dump section. So anytime I just need to jot something down, I will do that up here in the front of my planner. And then I'll either use it and throw it away, or I'll move it to where it goes in the planner at a different time. My first divider is my calendar, and it goes straight to my monthly view when I open it. I keep a clip here so that I can easily open up to that monthly view. And actually, I forgot to mention, up here in the front as well, right before that tab, I keep my yearly view. So this is where I have my year at a glance. It's just a year on one page for 2019. And then I also have a fold-out yearly printable, which I can show you. I cut the holes so that I could pull it out easily. And basically, this is just each month vertically laid out with 31 lines underneath so that I can write in any important dates that come up, and I can kind of future plan those important dates here on this yearly printable. I don't have my monthlies set up yet for 2019, so this is how I'm keeping my important appointments and dates so far for next year. And I will continue to probably use it throughout the year for future planning. I do keep it pinned together with this year on one page, and that keeps it all folded up and compact here in the front of the planner. Back to the monthly view. This is the monthly view that I'm using currently. It is a month on 2-page grid, and I keep it undated to start. That way I can just print them off very easily for, a full year, and I don't have to worry about making sure I get things printed on the right side of the page. It makes it really easy to just go through and write the dates in myself. Also, I really prefer to keep my dates in the bottom right-hand corner instead of the top left-hand corner because it allows me to write my appointments starting on the left side, which I just prefer. So that's my November monthly. I've got the same monthly set up for December. You can see it's got the monthly dashboard that I always use to track my goals and my to-dos. I haven't filled that out yet for December. And then I have my appointments and work tasks here on the monthly grid. And then the back is just lined paper. Typically on the lined paper, I use it for a place to mark my business to-dos. But it's super flexible since it's just lined. You can write whatever you want there, whatever will help you plan out your month. The other printable that I'm using for my monthly layout is this fold-out monthly tracker. And this has 31 days and a bunch of different places to write habits or things like mood, health tracker, anything that I want to track for the month. So far, I just have a few things filled out for December that I know I'm going to want to track. But if I want to add anything as the month draws closer, I will just write it down here below. And then each day I'll just check it off as I get it done throughout the month. On the other side of that fold out, it is also just lined paper, which next month I'm going to use to write down my daily gratitude. I did intentionally make 31 lines on all of my lined paper for this pocket size. And that way it's really handy for a month. You can, no matter which month it is, it will fit to do 1 line per day for the month. And that's how I'm using it for my daily gratitude tracker for next month. that is it for my monthly section, and it goes straight into my weekly section without another divider. I have been trying out several different weekly layouts in this pocket size planner. I started off with the same layout that I typically use in my personal size, and that is a week on 2 pages horizontal with 2 tracking boxes for each day, and it is lined. And this is one of my favorite layouts of all time, just because it's so handy. You don't have to decorate, and it's really easy to see some of those things that you want to draw your attention each day. So I really enjoy this layout, but I wanted to try some other new layouts in this smaller size as well. So a different layout that I've been using is the week on 1 page layout. So you can see these are both a week on a page, so this is actually 2 weeks. And when I use this layout, all that I put on my weekly layout is the important, time-sensitive events and tasks for each day. So basically, the things that are on my monthly layout come and go onto my weekly layout, and then a few other things that might come up throughout the week, but I try to keep it very, very simple and not clutter it up with anything other than appointments and events. Everything else then goes onto my daily pages, which I use with this week on 1 page. So this is one of the layouts I've been using for my daily pages, and I'll show you a blank one so it's a little easier to see. Here we go. Maybe if I can find it. There we go. So here's a blank daily page that I've been using. On this layout, I have my top 3 up in the top left-hand corner, and those are just my priorities for the day. And I don't always put 3 either. Some days I'll just put 1 or 2 priorities depending on what's going on that day. But it's just a good place to kind of draw my attention right at the beginning of the day. I also have a section to put the day of the week and the date, and then a big column for to-dos and a big column for today, which is where I put my schedule. I did not put any times here in the schedule section or check boxes in the to-do section. And the reason why is because since this pocket size is so small, I find that sometimes I need more than 1 line to write a to-do, or sometimes I need more than 1 line to write out an appointment. And so by not putting in check boxes or times, you can use however many lines you need for each individual appointment or scheduled event. Also, I find by leaving the times blank, it allows my day to be a little bit more flexible. So if I start my day super early, I can reflect that on the page. Whereas if it's a weekend and I'm starting the day a little bit later, I have more space to continue on into the evening. So that's been really handy. And in the bottom right-hand corner, I just have a section for daily gratitude. That is the first daily layout that I've been using with my week on 1 page. Another layout that I've tried a few times and am really enjoying as well, I'll show you. This was yesterday, and this is this week. So I've been using this kind of 2-column layout with a title up at the top as a daily page as well. And really these 2-column layouts are just so flexible. I'm using them in like every single section of my planner and finding them super helpful. So for this page, I just had 2 columns. One was a to-do list for work and one was a to-do list for home. And that way I can just kind of list out all my events for the day. And again, on my weekly page, I only put the important time-sensitive meetings, appointments, and tasks. In the back of this section, I just have all of my blank layouts that I haven't used yet, and I'm sure I'll use those in the coming days and weeks. So again, here's a blank version of that week on 1 page. So just Monday through Sunday, and it is lined. Pretty much all of these layouts are lined. I'm not sure if you can see very clearly on the video because they're very faint lines, and I like that because it allows me to see my writing very clearly and it kind of stands out on the page, but the faint lines still help me to write straight. And then this is that week on 2-page layout with the 2 tracking boxes for each day. All right, that's it for my first tab. My second tab is my control journal and home management tab. And I'm using a system that I learned about from Maddie Plans on Instagram and YouTube. And that is these little task flags. So you can see I've got some different color-coded task flags here. The yellow are my everyday cleaning tasks. The orange are my zone cleaning areas. And then the green is to do with meals or groceries. And I just have those stuck on some clear fly leaves here in my planner. And each week I just pull the different tasks that I want to get done that week and put them here on this front layout, which is just a 1 week on a page. And this one is actually unlined because I really plan on just using it as like a ideal weekly plan. And I'm just going to use it over and over and not write on it. Instead, I'm going to put these tabs on it to mark out the cleaning tasks I want to get done each day. Behind that, I have my zone cleaning tasks. So this is my checklist for my zone cleaning for each month. And I have set this up for 2019. Since I've been using my personal size planner for all of 2018, I'm going to go ahead and finish out the year in that tracker. But this is where I'm going to start off the year for 2019. And I just put my zone cleaning tasks and then check it off each month that I get that task done. Behind my 2 fly leaves with my tasks on them, I have a little section for meal planning as well. And I'm using a week on 2-page layout to plan out my meals for each week. My goal is to eventually get to the point where I am planning 2 weeks at a time and only going grocery shopping, like one big trip for 2 weeks, and then probably stopping at the store just to get a few items between there. But that's my eventual goal. Also, I've found that by putting 2 weeks on one page, it helps me again to cut down on the number of pages that I need in my planner, and it gives me a little bit more space in the rings. So that's why I'm using this 2 week on 1 page layout for my meal planning. That is it for this second tab. In my third tab, I have my reference items. So the first thing in this reference tab is my bill tracker. And I'm just going to go through for the rest of the year and then for 2019 as well, and write in the amount that I paid for each of these bills once I've paid them. Or if they are a bill that is the same amount each month, like rent, I will just put a check mark once I've paid it. So that's that. You can see a lot of these trackers I put in using a landscape layout, so you turn your planner sideways to write in it. And I really like that layout for a personal size or for a pocket size planner because it allows for more space. You actually have a lot more space to write per line, and it also makes it so you don't have to take the pages out of the rings. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it's a lot easier to write in this direction and the rings don't get in the way. So that's why I use that for my different trackers here in my planner. This one is a cards to send tracker, and I find this super helpful. I'll show you a blank one right here. I find this super helpful around the holidays. Anytime I get a card or a gift from someone, I just go ahead and write in their name, and I write thank you card and then whatever they sent, so that I make sure I write and send them a thank you card or a gift in return. And so that's really fun to do for the holidays and helps me stay on top of any thank you cards or holiday cards I need to write. This printable, again, I've covered it up because I didn't want to show everybody what I was getting them for Christmas before Christmas. But this is my gift ideas printable. and I'll show you a blank one. It has a place to write a person's name, the gift idea, the store, and then the cost for the item. And so I just write down throughout the year anytime I have an idea for a gift for someone, and that makes Christmas shopping or birthday shopping a lot easier, and I just check it off once I've actually purchased the item. And then lastly for this part of my planner is my password hint tracker. Since I do carry this around with me all the time, I don't put my actual passwords in my planner. I just put the account name and the username, and then in the password column, I put a hint that will help me remember what the password is, but I don't actually write it all the way out. So that's how I use this password tracker. And I just have those all clipped together so I wouldn't accidentally show them to you. Next, I have another fly leaf, just like I had in my previous section, and it is for my workouts. So again, I'm using that tab system from Maddie Plans to plan out my week of workouts, and I've got it color-coded. The gray tabs are for strength, and then the blue tabs are for cardio. And each week I just pull those off of the fly leaf and plan out the workouts I want to get done that week. In the very back behind the workout section, I have an appointment section. So this is where I'm keeping any appointment notes or questions for the doctor. And I think this is going to be super handy as I'm finishing up my pregnancy here in the next couple months. And then also once baby does arrive, I'm sure I'll have lots of questions for the doctor then too. So it'll be nice to have this with me both at home and on the go. Last, I've got my projects section, and this tab is very simple. It is just where I keep any projects that I'm currently working on. So right now I've got some different nesting projects that I want to get done. I've got notes about this pocket planner setup that I've been working on for the past month. I've got some freezer cooking I want to do, notes on the nursery that I'm trying to complete here in the next month or two. And this is just a really simple printable. Again, let's see, I'll show you one of these. It just has a section to write your project up at the top. It has a section for to-dos and then a timeline area where you can kind of give yourself goals for when you want to get everything done. All right, that brings us to the very back of my planner, which is just the Filofax top-loading envelope. And in here I have some Post-its, just white Post-its. I have some Martha Stewart dewdrops, and then some stamps. And I just keep all of those in there in that back pocket, so I have them with me in case I need them. And then I'm also keeping the Filofax flyleaf in the back, mostly to use as a page lifter and help my pages from not curling under. So that is my pocket size planner. I do plan on using it for the rest of 2018 and to start off the new year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the box down below, and I will be back soon with more videos. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.